Am I allowed to curse?
Sure.
Yeah.
I
We meet everybody where they are.
I didn't wake up this morning to be fucking average. I have that on my laptop too. I have a bunch of like kind of a vision board on my laptop. That's one of the ones that I'm like, you know what? Yeah, sitting here and just wasting time for the next 3 hours because I'm procrastinating mixing this song. I could do that, but no, I didn't wake up to be average this morning.
The Gilder era gets real fast in this one.
7 rapid fire questions. No prep, no filters, all personality.
If you're into independent music or you're discovering Charlie for the first time, this is the perfect snapshot of who he is.
And trust us, his answer to number 4 says everything about his mindset.
Let's jump into rapid fire with Charlie Gilder. We're going to do a rapid fire round. And then, and then I gotta pause for a second. I gotta use the restroom now. I'm doing the dance over here.
Holding it the whole time.
Yeah. Sorry, man. So I'll be right back.
Take your time. What's up, Matt? It's just you and me.
All right, hold on. Okay, he's really gone now. All right, now we can talk about the good shit.
All right, let's do it.
Nah, man, that's really cool though, man. Like I'm geeked. It blows my mind still that like doing this show and getting, just getting hit up out of the blue by artists that happen across one of our reels and think, yeah, you know what, that looks fun. But I think that, one of the things that has always been important to us is that it's like, I never want it to become like just this stale cookie cutter, question and answer and all of this stuff. And because I think that if we make it more like we're just sitting down and shooting the shit, you really get, and don't be afraid to go off on the tangents, man, because it's like, that's where you really get to the core of who an artist is and as a person, not just as I write these songs. It's like, who am I? What drives me and what inspires, and really hoping that, that kind of same impact, it's the hope is that, an aspiring artist somewhere is scrolling their TikTok feed or their Instagram feed and in one of those moments of doubt and gets to come up and gets to see a clip of Charlie say, just, believe in yourself, just, zoom out and just all of these little bits of advice that you have to pass on to people, just like you have taken advice from people that you've seen that have come across that and just, just keep the love flowing, man.
Absolutely.
It's
you
so
guys
cool.
are doing such a great job too. Like you guys made me feel very comfortable. And I think a lot of, like you just said, a lot of people when they have a podcast or even on local news or whatever it is, they try to get too commercial with it. And it just felt like I was having a conversation with you guys. And that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, you were, man.
And we're inviting the audience to come watch,
Yeah. No, and I what's funny is that, what was it, Matt, like a year ago? What was it last? Was it last December, right around there? I did like a subscriber count on YouTube. It was like 50.
Really?
And and we're like at 216 or something. So we're growing slowly. Yeah. But you know what? A win's a win. We're not going down, at least.
Well, the
So
good news is
actually
that
a tough platform too, compared to the other
especially
ones.
with this though. I mean, obviously we want to grow the brand. We want to have a bigger reach, and because if we didn't want to do that, then it's not really worth putting all of the time and effort that we do. But at the end of the day, we're doing this for ourselves. We're doing this for our own entertainment. We're doing this for our own, purposes, and to get to know people, get to meet. I mean, my Spotify follower, the list of artists I'm following on Spotify has become so much more rich and diverse because of this. Because it's like, you know what? If we have I'm automatically following you on Spotify if you come on our show, and then I'm, and that's going to affect my algorithm, and that's going to drive my, my Discover Weekly into different directions that it would have gone. And so it's
doing such a great job.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
You actually like lifted me up a little bit. I'll be honest with you. Like this last week, we had just got done with our first gig, and I was stressed out because I had a podcast with Michael Isaac that I was editing, and feel like I was on a crunch for that. We had a show that we were prepping for, and I had a new release out a week before that, and I was stressed. Like I was like burned out, really, is what I was. And then after, I was like, just get to the finish line, just get to the finish line, just get, and we did the show and I had nothing on the plate. I was like, breathe. And then you hit me up and said, hey, I want to be on the show. And I'm like, can't say no, and like, I was ready for a break, but I'm glad you did this, because this last week I just been really, like I was telling you, like I had that weird cyclical depression of like the creative slumps that all artists go through.
I get it too, of course.
Yeah. Oh, I think we all do, like I'm not the only one, but it just the fact that I had never heard of you before. I didn't know where you're from. I didn't think you were from Utah, but you reached out, and to me, I was like, wow, somebody way out there on the other side of the country is paying attention and wants to be involved. And that made me feel good. So I want to say thank you for that.
But you guys are doing such a good job. And like I just said, like you're doing a lot better than you think of yourself. It's completely fair to have high expectations for what you're doing, especially when you're posting. And dude, I fall into it too. I fallen into it so many times where you're seeing another podcast and you're like, but what are they doing differently? Like, why are they popping off so fast? And when
and I think our subject is not like it's not a niche that is highly sought out, but there is a niche, there's an audience out there.
Of course.
It's just going to take us a little longer to find it.
You guys freaking got this. Like, you guys are doing such a great job. It was so professional the way you guys handle it. And I can tell you guys have very good chemistry. No, but
we've been doing it a while. Yeah, we've been doing it a long time. We've been at it a while, but yeah, thank you. I mean, appreciate that.
I'm only 22, so
hey, you're just starting out, man. And I love that you're going for it, dude. I love that you've got the passion.
This is the time to do it, brother. This is the time to do it, man.
And even if it takes you a lifetime to get there, that just having that to live for, is saying something. And for me, like the biggest joy I get out of this podcast now is that I get to share with our community your story. Like, love hearing that, especially as an artist, like you said, getting out of your own head, you feel like you're kind of, it's the world against you. And it really isn't, like there's a lot of us out there that feel that way. And we're just trying to reach those audience to give them inspiration and empower them to go
especially
for it.
Right now, like look, I'm a firm believer in the fact that there's always going to be something to complain about, and there's always going to be something to be grateful for and happy about. And you get to choose which one you put energy toward. You said you guys both have children.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are literally like their person. Are they in like their teenage years?
Well, I got one that's turning 25 in August, October.
Yeah, I got mine are 23, two 20-year-olds, and then I've got one that's about to be a teenager. And my God, I've been through the teenage years before, and this one is going to be the teenager of all teenagers, man. I'm just like,
you know what, you
bracing
guys
myself now.
That's my point. Is like, there's always going to be something to complain about, but you guys have a family. You know how many people wish they could have kids, or wish they could have started a family sooner, or
even have a passion to go for, like music.
And you know what?
So we're blessed for sure.
A lot of people, first of all, you guys will relate to this. I realized a good year and a half ago, there are actually some people that don't have a passion. And I was like, I couldn't even believe it, to be honest. But that's why I think it's so important to try things. Like, I went skiing for the first time last December. Never went skiing. I always wanted to. I fell in love with it. I was so good at it so fast. And if I didn't try it, I would have never known.
Yeah, you would have never known. Well, you know what? Sometimes I feel like the grass is greener on the other side, because I'll wake up and go, man, I wonder what life would be like if I had no passion.
Right.
Like, I'll go to work, I'll come home. Like, what's your favorite thing to do? I don't know, watch TV, like, you know what I mean? Like, I would just catch up on my shows, and I can't live like that. Like, I can't stand watching TV. I feel like every time I do, and every now and then I break down for a movie, because a movie can capture my interest long enough, but I have a real hard time with TV, because I'm like, I feel like there's so many things creatively.
I've got my IMAX 3D tickets for Mandalorian and Grogu on Monday, baby.
Really? See? But that's a passion, right? That's his passion. My wife loves watching TV. Really? She loves watching, like, especially the drama. Like, She loves the like Housewives of Atlanta.
Oh my God.
all
My
of the
girlfriend's
drama
mom
stuff.
loves those shows.
Yeah, she's all into that. So anyway, all right. Well, let's we got another segment we're gonna do real quick, and then we'll this is the rapid fire. So are you ready?
Let's
so
do
this is how it's gonna work. We are going to ask you 7 questions, and we just want you to give the first thing off the top of your head. So
Okay.
most
Let's
honest
do it.
answer you can give. Don't think too hard about it. Just go ahead and spit it out. Okay. So number 1, Charlie, what's one late night habit that fuels the Gilder Era? Something that you do after midnight that sparks creativity.
Oh, that's an easy one. Visualization. 15 minutes before I go to sleep while my brain's in that state. Huge visualization. Picturing myself in the first person as the highest perception I can think of myself. I've already, as weird as this might sound, I've already lived through performing live and seeing all of those people feeding off my energy because I think about it every night. And I do it until I feel the feeling in my chest as if it already happened. Because if you can feel it, it's already yours.
Hey, you put it out in the universe. So that's that's how you're manifesting things.
Right.
So that is exactly how you need to do it. And you'll get there. You're going to do it now.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, number 2, if the Gilder Era had a signature color or symbol, what would it be and why?
Blue. Automatically. Feel like, first of all, blue is just my favorite color, but that's not strong enough. Blue
Why? What's
has,
the why?
has such a cinematic but emotional feel to it through my eyes. I feel like there's so much feeling that goes with blue, and it just feels hopeful. Blue just feels like such a hopeful but romantic, like romanticizing life feeling about it, which I think is one of the crucial things about the Gilder Era. It's just romanticizing life because you have no other choice.
Blue's definitely an emotional color.
Oh, it is.
That's why they call it the blues.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a genre of music.
Dig it.
All right, cool. Number 3, what's a lyric, quote, or idea you come back to when you need to push through something tough?
Am I allowed to curse?
Sure.
Yeah, we meet everybody where they are.
I didn't wake up this morning to be fucking average. I have that on my laptop too. I have a bunch of kind of a vision board on my laptop. That's one of the ones that I'm like, you know what? Yeah, sitting here and just wasting time for the next 3 hours because I'm procrastinating mixing this song. I could do that, but no, I didn't wake up to be average this morning. It actually fuels me right away. It gets me up.
Yeah, that's like your get up and go.
For sure.
Right on,
Like
man.
for me, it's like I always say, like when you wake up, I always make my bed because that's the first choice you can make,
Same.
and it's the first choice of being productive in your day.
Exactly. It's good.
Even if you don't do anything the rest of the day, you're like, at least I made the bed.
You can sit on top of it if you want.
I'm all for
Exactly.
all of this shit today, man, because I don't think I've made my bed. And, it's like, in fact, I make the conscious choice not to make my bed because I'm a grown ass adult and I can make that decision for myself.
Matt, you know what?
You
I'll
can.
give you the
but
opportunity to go do it right now. We'll win.
There you go.
I'm just
Well,
gonna
he's
be back
getting close
into
to
it here.
bedtime
Yeah.
now. Let's do it tomorrow.
No, I won't do it tomorrow. I will make the
Okay.
conscious choice not to make my bed.
I guess, yeah.
Conscientious bed making objective right here.
There you go.
All right, number 4. What is one thing you think artists overcomplicate that should actually be very simple?
Ooh. I'd say the content. Literally, people are so obsessed with the editing, and I know it's it is important, especially with our attention spans, but people put way too much emphasis on how much they need to be doing. Honestly, what I've noticed in my pattern, in my experience, people connect more with my minimally edited videos that have so much authentic personality, like I'm talking to you, and my overly edited posts that just are have no meaning. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just take
you're absolutely right. Authenticity
so simple.
is king right now. Share your story. That's what people want.
That's why the yapping content is doing so well.
Yep. So I couldn't agree with you more on that one.
Well, and inherently in those moments, you're not only just being more authentic, you're being more vulnerable and exposed, and you're putting yourself out to say, this is who I am. And I think that is something that really connects with people.
For sure. Literally just turn on what I do sometimes. I just turn on the 10-minute mode on TikTok and let myself talk. I have a topic I want to talk about, and then I'll kind of cut
they have
it
a
off.
10-minute mode?
Yeah.
So I'll have to look into
You didn't know that?
It's like, no, it was like a timer or something.
Well, hey man, you said we're MySpace. I mean,
MySpace. Yeah, we're from the floppy disk days, man. Like
you know, I don't even know what that is.
You really? Okay,
like
I've
heard
it's
of
a save
I
icon.
don't know what it did. What does it do?
It's the save icon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you look at the save icon, yeah, exactly.
Is it like
it was a real thing?
Storage?
It was like
storage. It's where because
like
the computers
big.
didn't have a ton of internal
It was like
storage,
the
so you
size
would
of
actually right.
Yeah,
Wow.
almost
You would
bigger than a
stick it into the
CD
computer
case.
and you would save your stuff on there, and then you
and they were floppy. They're like plastic. Like it was
8
Oh, that's kind of cool though.
They didn't hold very much information. I think like 1 point something.
Sometimes I think about going back to
KB.
Physical data. You know.
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely museum era when you start digging into that. But yeah, that's anyway. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take that away from
No,
you.
we're gonna get Zach started down the physical media rabbit hole, and then it's on, man. Then it's like a whole other half hour
cassette
of
tape
shit.
and 4 tracks. Like I was all into the analog stuff. I mean, because that's what we had. We didn't have digital.
I like it so much more, to be honest with you.
Yeah, my son, the 20-year-old, he actually for Christmas he wanted a Walkman, cassette Walkman. And
No
I was
way.
Like, for real?
I've been thinking about getting one of those, or even like an iPod.
And I'm like, it's very niche, I'm like, nobody really does cassettes anymore, because it was. I mean, as popular as it was a horrible media, right?
Really?
It would it would like, you could wrinkle up, it would like what am I trying? It'd get all tangled up, and you'd have to use like a pencil to tie it. Like,
romanticized it a bit, like later on.
Yeah, maybe the like. You look at it and like, oh, that'd be so cool. But when you're in the moment and you're like, that's your favorite album, you're like, damn it, like.
Well, then I got this little bad boy, which is a cassette to MP3 converter, so I could take all of my tapes. So I could take all of my tapes and convert them to a digital media and the thing is that I've got a whole box of old cassettes, and some of them are just unlabeled, blank.
Yeah,
blank
it's a mystery. What is this? I don't know. Let's listen.
And I have uncovered so
Mixed
many
tapes.
old 4-track demos that Zach and I recorded back in the early 90s that never even became. Some of them never even became songs. Some of them are just ideas of songs.
Yeah.
Some of them are very, very early versions of songs, and it's a gold mine.
That's so awesome.
So
yeah, but I don't know. He wanted it. It's actually really cool. It was like $100. It's made of metal. You don't put batteries in it. You just plug it in USB-C. It's like rechargeable.
See, and that way, that means kid, he'll never know that feeling of because
it slowed down as the batteries would die.
Well, yeah, as the batteries would die, it'd slow down. And you could totally tell, but you would sit there and you'd be convincing yourself, no, it's not slowing down.
I have some more time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that happened to me when I was young, and I was at the dentist. He was pulling teeth. And I was just a kid, and I was listening to a band called Midnight Oil on my cassette tape, the Walkman, and I had the headphones on, and the battery started dying. Well, I'm on laughing gas, and I'm starting to trip,
so
right? Because music started to slow down, and I stopped it, and I asked the dentist, I'm like, hey, would you listen to this and tell me if it's like the batteries are dying, And he put it on, he's like, yeah, he's like, oh yeah, it is. And then he went to grab it to put it away, and I'm like, no, I want to keep listening to it.
That's so funny.
Me out. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Okay, back on track.
Number 5. We go down rabbit holes all the time. Sorry. So
no, I love doing it too. I could talk about it for hours.
Yeah. Number 5. If you could teleport to any city for a 24-hour creative reset, where are you going, and what's the first thing you do?
Ooh, I'm supposed to just like answer it fast, right?
Yeah, first thing comes to your head. You can think about it, but
honestly, I'd say one city specifically would have to be Miami, Florida.
Nice. That's nice and warm.
Mainly because there's so much music scene out there, but also I want to know what the hype is about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. What's so cool about it, man? I want to know.
It's so funny because honestly, it seems kind of draining. Like I kind of want to just go see all these content creators that go there, all the people trying to scam people with fake cars. I just want to see what's up.
Right. No, that's cool. That makes sense for sure.
Dig it. All right. Number 6. What's a small everyday moment that feels like a win in your world? Something that reminds you that you're on the right track.
When I finally stop procrastinating, like if I can think back to how many times I procrastinated and how much of a gap there was between that exact thing and how much I don't do it anymore. It's like you realize that you're really getting on to the next level, when stuff like that starts happening, that stuff doesn't trip you up anymore. I think
that's actually a great answer. That's a great answer. Nice. Yeah, I like it, because that's where I'm at. Like like I was saying, when I'm watching TV, I feel like I'm procrastinating. Like I'm like, I could be doing so much more.
Also, like sometimes you're really like not. Like sometimes.
Oh yeah, sometimes you have to
strategic
just
breaks. Athletes do it too. Like they need those strategic breaks.
Yeah, well, and then sometimes your body just tells you, like, no, dude.
Yes.
You may want to. It ain't gonna happen.
You're not a robot.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, last one, number 7. What's one thing fans don't know about the Gilder Era yet, but they will by the end of this year?
Ooh. Like what specifically?
Anything.
You let us know what that is.
I'd say one of the main things, at least, that they don't know yet is just how serious I am. Like they're going to see by the end of the year the results that came with, right? Already that are happening. Like I think I've gained 1,000 followers in like a week. So if that's happening in May, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have no idea how bad I want it. Because right now, people are they're sticking to what I'm showing right now, but also what I've talked about. They're going to see the results.
Amen,
and
brother.
it's only more proof to them. It's only more proof to them, you know? Like you said, Zach, I'm doing this for the people, not only for myself, I'm doing this for the people who just need an example of what it looks like to just go after it. You lose nothing.
Right.
And you're not
and you get pleasure of helping them. Like whatever moment, like Matt was saying earlier, you don't know who you're touching. You don't know what kind of impact you're having on, like your song could mean something to somebody, and they're genuine about it. You know, like they're saying, like, dude, your song got me through a really rough breakup, you know, and that is serious to them, you know, and that's why whenever anybody ever came up to me and said, hey, that song that you wrote, like, what does it mean? I'd always say, well, what does it mean to you?
Right.
You know, and because a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, their story was way more impactful than what the original reason why you even wrote it in the first place. I'm like, yeah, that's why I wrote it, because of that story, not mine.
Because Zach's perspective is very different than Matt's perspective, and Matt's perspective is very different than Charlie's perspective. And I think when it comes to music, it is such a good outlet to share that, because you get like, it really goes with your ego again. You get very caught up in thinking that you think like everyone else. And then you realize that you really don't. You really don't. You have your own perspective that's not only built up on who you are as a person, but the things that you've gone through personally that no one else really has, you know. And a breakup to me might mean a lot. It might mean a lot of different things to someone else, but them hearing that I even understand that feeling is all they
can relate.
Yeah.
You're the conduit to their life experiences. That's why people are triggered when they hear music of the past, or it reminds them of a certain time in their life, or whether it be a sad time, a happy time, the best time. You know, that music is the soundtrack to their lives, and they can appreciate us as artists because we can project what they're feeling vicariously, you know, so they vicariously can embrace those moments that you've created because it relates to them.
Couldn't agree more.
And that, to me, that's where it really, like I could have the worst day about doing any of this stuff, and it is hard, you know, and it is like, I feel like a lot of your life is dedicated to this. I can't tell you how many hours I spend doing this podcast, or hours I spend writing music. You know, it's a good chunk of my life, but my family also knows it's important to me, and knowing that it helps you, or it helps Michael Isaac that we just had on in some way, that makes it all worth it to me. So good answer, man.
Right.
Good answer.
Look, this really goes into what you're saying. If I didn't do this, I wouldn't be any good to anyone around me, because I know how miserable I'd be.
Yeah.
So you know what, like doing what you guys are doing, like if you know this is what your soul is calling you to do, you're going to be no good to anyone around you, especially not your family, if you don't go after it. And now you get to set a good example for your kids that you just did this no matter what. I'm sure you guys have plenty of moments that you're like, oh, but like, are people in my neighborhood watching this and making fun of me? Not even that you care, like that your brain kind of goes into that.
Sure. My daughter's teacher, she's in 6th grade. She just finished at school this week, but she's going into 7th grade. Her teacher watches our podcast. Loves it. Yes, loves our podcast. And I think he was turned on to it because she was like, my dad's in a podcast, and he's like, oh, what is it called? And so now he's been watching all year long. And He's basically my neighbor, you know. So
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
I'd love to know what he thinks of this episode.
We'll have to find out, Mr. Stanger. Please leave a comment. Leave a comment in the below,
Down below.
what you think.
Please
down
do.
below.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be shouting you guys out too.
Cool.
Dig it,
I
man.
appreciate it, man.
And let me ask you before we wrap this up.
Sure.
Is this going to be on
Ask us.
Spotify too?
Yes, it's
So I
going to
can
be
just
on.
listen to it.
Yeah, you actually can watch it on Spotify now too. So
Dude, I can't wait.
yeah, so
Goodness.
it's on Apple, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Amazon. I
Awesome.
think. And yeah, it's
YouTube?
on. It's well, definitely YouTube. YouTube's like where I like to call home, but we are streaming on all of those platforms as well. Well, that was Rapid Fire with Charlie Gilder, and he brought the heat.
If you want more high energy artist interviews, go watch our rapid fire episode with Michael Isaac and how he created arabesque folk.
Dream Echoes After Midnight, and follow Charlie to join the Gilder Era.
And follow the ZHZ Podcast for more independent music stories from the Utah scene and beyond.